Esteemed Administrator, you have been recalled to the dynasty's capital of Yin on the Yellow River during a time of great sadness. The recent passing of Lady Ho, Queen and consort to Wu Ding, King of Shang, has unfortunately created the sudden need for a tomb and tumulus suited to her high stature. A person with great management skills is obviously needed for this important project. As overseer, you must amass the required burial provisions, quantities of ceramics, bronzeware, and fine silk, so that our royal subjects shall enjoy an afterlife of appropriate comfort. If you can handle this job for our mourning king, it will surely help to ease the painful burden of his grief. Another way you can help ease our sovereign's sorrow would be to fill his palace grounds with an assortment of wonderful animals. Such a menagerie would surely delight Wu Ding. If you pay sufficient homage to the creator goddess Nuwa, she will visit your city. Then, you can request her to capture local wild animals for the palace menagerie. You might also send emissaries to other cities, asking them for gifts of animals to please Wu Ding. Of course, other leaders appreciate receiving animal gifts too, so send offspring from our menagerie as gifts to other cities in China. Such a generous present might convince them to reciprocate with specimens of their native fauna for our menagerie. Powerful chariot-mounted warriors will be useful for military expeditions and impressing would-be adversaries. Perhaps these war chariots will also be a better match against those irksome Xiongnu horsemen.
G'day mates, and welcome back to Emperor. So today we're heading back to Yin by the sounds of things, and we're going to be building a big tumulus, which is some sort of monument. We'll go in and have a quick look at that shortly. Now, 80 people in humble compound or better. I think we're going to need to increase the size of our noble quarters, because this will allow us to bump up our military quite a bit more as well. And of course, 4 menagerie animal types required. Now, I did cover that a little bit in the last episode, but I'll cover that more as we get to it later on. Let's head into the city and see what we have. Pause time, slow it right down, and yeah, beautiful city we've got here. We currently have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Now, there is definitely a lot more room to throw down additional elite housing blocks. Let's bulldoze a couple of gardens here, but they will not be in harmonious locations, so something to keep in mind there. Now, we're a little bit short on space to throw down the monument. Let's have a quick peek at it. The tumulus is a funny looking thing, and I could bulldoze some trees or something. Won't quite fit there because the rocks are in the way. I'll have to find somewhere nice and good looking to place it. Maybe up the back here would be nice, not far from the noble quarters in the palace. Maybe Wu Ding can look out of his window and see his burial mound for his wife, or whatever it's going to be. Now, what were the other requirements? The other requirements were humble compound. With these things are lavish Sihuans. We need to level them up, and that will require better quality food. And of course, we require some menagerie animals, so not too difficult at all. I just need to double check our workers are not good. So it may be worthwhile throwing in an additional house, unless I throw in an acupuncturist somewhere. That could be a better solution. We'll do that while we're on camera here. Bugger, that's got rocks there. I think I'm going to have no choice but to destroy one of these houses. Looks like that is our only option. Destroy a house, throw in an acupuncturist, and level these guys up. That should hopefully increase the number of workers we have as a net, but I'm suspecting that we may need to throw in another little miniature housing block somewhere. Alright, interesting pop-up just came up while I was familiarising myself with the city. Blxz has become an ally. I didn't request that. I did request trade with them, but that wouldn't even have walked off. That's probably the dude there leaving his house now. Yeah, so Blxz is now an ally. Let's have a look what they will do. They will buy ceramics, which I believe is no good because we need to import the ceramics for this one. They'll sell us nothing spectacular. They'll buy rice and cabbage, so they're not a particularly... let's just double check that. Yeah, no clay and no kiln, so they're not a particularly valuable trading partner for us. But I've sent off a request to Bampo, although that may not happen either because I haven't sent them a gift. Jungzhou we are currently trading with for some reason. That must have been opened in the interim. They will not buy anything particularly valuable. Panlongcheng, our previous city, will buy bronzeware. So if we up our production of that, we can make a fair bit of money there. And Bo needs bronzeware as well, but also carved jade. Now currently Khufu will sell us jade, so if I open up with Bo, if I open up with Bo, we should be able to get a little bit of a synergy going on here and get things working quite nicely. So to that end, I will throw down. They're weavers, but we don't need that many weavers. I think 3 weavers should be enough for our current amount of silk. If I need more, I can throw more down. What I'm going to do is throw down a couple of jade carvers here, and inauspiciously placed, of course. Again, that's probably too much. So I'll import the jade wherever that comes from, and we can accept. Why am I accepting bronzeware? I don't need bronzeware down here. I think that was due to a request last mission. So we can accept silk, accept raw silk. We will also accept carved jade up to 12 should be sufficient. Replace any raw silk that I don't think we'll be stockpiling up. Now that'll get that sorted. We will send a little bit of that off to our people, and we can throw their trading area down here somewhere, wherever it fits. Now that that's working, what I need to do is start working on another food type. Now let's have a quick look who will sell us food. Panlong Cheng, I believe, will sell us rice, so they're probably the people to go for. Is there anyone else who will do anything? They need rice, they don't sell food, they sell wheat, which we can grow, millet, which we can grow, and fish that we can grow. So it looks like Panlong Cheng are the people to go for here. So to that end, we are going to probably just throw down a trading station. Inauspicious. What do they need again? I believe they need nothing. So we're not going to get them in a good location, so I will deal with that. I'm going to import the rice. Up to 12 should be sufficient. They'll grab the rice out of that, and that's all we need. We also have a fair bit of extra stockpiles of food here, so before our gods completely kill us, let's start sending off. What have we got here? Millet. Looks like we've got a lot of millet, so I will send off a massive supply of millet off to our gods and try and bring them back from the brink. Okay, then the Tumulus is currently underway. What happens here is they appear to be going along and actually removing dirt for once. So these things are like quantum dirt storage devices. They can take the dirt out and, what do you got to say? Gift of Tiger. Thank you very much. So trade with Bumpo has also opened up. Brilliant timing. So we have ourselves a tiger. That is one of the animals that we're going to require. Now that came from Panlong Cheng, which were the people to the south. So that's the humid. This is more temperate, and I believe that's the desert. So what we could probably do is start sending, it's our city, it was stupid, start sending a gift of a tiger. So rather than have to go around and say, and actually capture them, we may be able to just send a tiger off to a couple of these other people and get them to send maybe some pheasants or something different back, hopefully. And actually, you know what, I may even send it up to the nomad camps. I'll send them a tiger as well. They've probably never seen one of those before. They'll send us an antelope or something similar. Of course, we can capture a panda if we so require. And I believe those bloody salamanders are still around here somewhere. Yes, I believe we can capture one of those as well. But we will need Nuwa for that. And I am gradually working on it here, but getting a sort of a supply of useful things has been difficult. But I've thrown down storage for weapons, and they are a very, very useful good for gifting off to people. Highly valuable. I've also thrown down a couple of infantry forts. We've got 2 of them up here, which we're currently working on. Probably shouldn't have taken all those weapons, but we can produce more quite easily. Also down here, what we're doing is grabbing a couple of chariots. Now, chariots require weapons and timber to produce them, and appears to only make 4 of them. So hopefully they are going to be 4 times as powerful as the infantry. I suppose maybe the mobility is the important part. Let's actually put them to good use and get rid of these bloody salamanders, see if we can take them down. Well, I suppose that was kind of cool. Maybe. Don't know. Go back home. Looks like they're definitely mobile archers of some sort. Quick and probably similar to Pharaoh chariots. Now over here, Happy New Year of course. Over here I'm thinking of increasing my bronze production, as currently we cannot get enough bronze in. Maybe an option to import it from somewhere. I believe someone sells me bronze. Maybe Balji will sell me bronze. So actually, let's put them to good use. It should be fairly cheap to buy. Trading station. Okay, Blxz is a water trading one. Let's see. Bo, grateful for the tiger, thank you. Now, what we'll do is we'll throw down the Blxz one here. Damn it, it's too big. Okay, in that case, let's just undo that. I'm going to need a lot more space to throw down. I could probably throw it over here, but that's a little bit far away. Yeah, looks like I'll throw it here. That will give us what we require. Connect you up to there, and grateful for tiger. Thank you, thank you. They're all grateful for tiger. They're very happy with it. They don't get those kinds of animals very often. I'm going to need to throw in a sneaky little... Where are we? Throw in a inspector's tower over here, auspiciously placed, of course. And what we can do here is, of course, import bronze in. So the bronze should be enough to support our current bronzeware things up here. So that should offset the cost of them. Bronze is 80, so it is more expensive to import than we can make from ceramics. So quite an expensive good, in the grand scheme of things. But the bronzeware we can sell for, we get 180 to import it. How much can we sell it for? We can sell it for 180 as well, so it's a fixed price. Brilliant. So we get 180 out of it, we make 100 profit, and we can keep our industries active. They gave us a wild pig, and it's brilliant. So we now have 2 animals in our menagerie over here. So with that, we can probably even send a wild pig down to Panglong Cheng. If we send them a wild pig, that should be something different to what they are used to. Perhaps. They may be human as well, I'm not sure. But then they might send us something a little bit different. Let's have a quick look over here. Requiring timber, that should be fairly sufficient. I'm going to keep plugging away on all this stuff, and I'll cut back when things begin to develop. Okay, looks like the nomad camps have given us a pheasant as well. That's brilliant. So we now have 3 wild pig. Yep, so wild pigs and pheasants were coming in. So we now have, there you go, up here, hiding over there. So we now have 3 animals in our menagerie. We need just 1 more, and we haven't even bothered using Noir for anything just yet. Although, we could probably bring her in quite easily with... I've got no more weapons spare, no, but I can send off some carved jade or something to easily bring her in, and then we can grab a panda, and we've won that aspect of the mission. So I'll do that a little bit later, once we level up our humble compounds a bit further. Okay, the quest now, the Blxz is under attack. Do I dispatch now? I might send off everything I've got, so I'm going to postpone it and instead try and figure out. I've never actually dispatched people off before. So fulfill the request. How many troops are required? Let's have a look in the military tab and see if we can... Nope, looks like we don't have much of a choice there. Let's go and try sending off to Blxz and see if we can choose our troops then. Yes, we can choose them now. So... Blxz is under attack. Let's defend it with our two chariot companies, and also the audacious rabbits and the battling rabbits. There's actually quite a lot of rabbits here. I'm not quite sure why they're so keen on that, but we have lots and lots of bunny rabbits going off, and they will dispatch off the majority of our army, but not the entirety of it. Now, I'll dispatch that off so I can talk about this, get this rolling. With this game here, if you send off everything, if you send off your entire force to go conquer somebody, even if you've got the biggest force in the game, you will appear to have no troops in your city. And just the quirk of the way the game's programming works, all other cities then are likely to charge in and try and attack you because you have a lot of wealth. I'll have, a massive population of just over nearly 3,500 people, and no defenses at all. So they will try and come and get me. So I need to keep at least 2 of them here. Maybe even more would be more useful if we had some bigger rivals. Now down here, worthwhile having a quick look at this one. I've thrown up some spacious dwellings simply because I have quite a large worker deficit, even with very high wage rate. Could probably even drop that down. Maybe not quite. It might be 5%. It's gonna, yeah. Okay, I'll put that back to normal. So I do need to absorb a couple of workers somewhere. I've got about 4%, which isn't too bad there. But this is a good little area to just give us a couple of extra workers. I think from now on out, cities are going to require 2 housing blocks and level them up independently. These guys only get a maximum of 3 types of food that I produce locally. I'm not going to bother bringing the rice down simply because I am struggling. I can only import a small amount of it. For some reason, Panglong Cheng, despite producing over 40 sacks per year and exporting metric tons of the stuff, I must have been exporting between 24 and 48 bags of rice per year. I wasn't using to feed my own people, but for some reason they can only send a small amount to us. Now over here, need wares to be delivered. Now this is the next part of leveling things up. So it requires silk early on, and then again it says lacquer ware. That will probably never change, but they require wares of some sort. Now in the early part of the game, the early time period, that is going to be bronzeware. So to that end, we're going to require a bronzeware shop. Now, where are we, bronzeware shop? I can throw you down there. That should be sufficient. If it's not, they may not be able to go all the way down. So to that end, I'm probably going to stop exporting bronzeware for the time being. I only made a small amount last year anyway. We're struggling getting enough bronze in. Despite importing, I can only bring in 12 per year. So it looks like our weapons industry will have to stall up for the time being. Now that is currently using the weapons to send off to the gods, but I think given that we need the bronze more, I will start using various other things to keep our gods happy. Weapons are a very efficient usage, but currently we need the bronze. Oh, and there you go, good timing. It looks like our forces fought them off and we didn't get invaded in the meantime. As I suspected, the bronzeware storage is too distant, so that's easily rectified. We can just throw down a sneaky little storage yard over here, little warehouse, whatever you call them, and tell you to get bronzeware. And we'll only get up to 8 should be sufficient. I don't want to store all my bronzeware up here, but bring a couple of them up here, and of course don't forget an inspector's tower. I have done that a few times. This bloody harmonious shit is giving me, just annoying the crap out of me right now, but that'll do. There we go, that's all sorted, and that will look after and patrol this area. Happy New Year again. Now, get the bronzeware, that will come up shortly, and then after that we'll be able to level our people up into the modest, what were they called? Modest, humble compounds. There we go, we're starting to move away from the Sihe Yuan and into compounds. And there we go, we have ourselves some humble compounds, and each one of them holds 15 people. We require 80 of them, so I think we're going to actually require a couple of extra. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by 15 is 75 people. So we're going to require one more additional humble compound, and unfortunately it's going to be inauspicious placement again. We're currently auspicious, which is probably pretty crap. And I think it affects happiness or some crap like that. I don't really care that much, but we'll throw in another one of these. Panglang Chong loves me. Thank you very much. Baoji loves me. Everyone loves me. For some reason, I am well loved by my people. But we'll throw that one in there, and that will level up again to humble compound and give us 90 people, give or take. That should be sufficient. We have enough resources, wares, and all that down here. Rice is a little bit of a problem. I'll see if anyone else will sell me an additional food type. You produce game meat, so it could be worthwhile to actually send off a big chunk of wheat to you and open up trade. Maybe I'll sell any excess silk if I have any available, and of course I can import jade and game meat as required. And over on this side, we've now put down the burial cask down at the bottom here. So I actually haven't progressed very far on this because I keep forgetting about it sitting over here in the corner. But what we're going to need now is a whole bunch of burial provisions. And unlike Pharaoh, these actually need to be added into the monument at the time. So we're going to require 7 bronzeware vessels, a bunch of silk, and some ceramics. So I have here a handy little storage yard, and I will just simply use that as a getting warehouse. So we're going to require ceramics, so let's get 4 of those at a time. I believe they said bronzeware, so we can get that at a time. And what was the other one? Silk. Yep, silk was the final one, so we'll grab a bunch of silk that we may have stored up at any one time, and that should hopefully take care of that bit by bit. Now they do require more than 4 for the majority of those, but we can do it in multiple goes, I believe. Yeah, there we go, got another gift from Panglong Cheng. I sent them down possibly a pheasant or something similar, and they've given me an alligator now from down south. So with that we should have, without doing any work of our own, we should now have 4 animals in the menagerie. So I didn't even need to bring in Nuwa at all. So that is certainly one option, to just trade animals back and forth, because they are infinitely respawning. And you are going to give us a panda as well. There we go. We now have 5 animals. And it's another panda. I think we're going to have lots of pandas by the looks of things. But trade with the nomad camps has now opened up as well. That's very, very nice. Another panda. Brilliant. So with the nomad camps, what can we do with them? We can throw in a little trading station. Maybe if I destroy these trees. I think it sort of needs a... This gives me the shit sometimes. I don't care that much. I'll try one more time. If I remove these trees here, we may be able to use these rocks. I think that works for trading stations. Yes, it does, but it needs to be all the way up there. So I'll just change the road a little bit and employees needed, yeah, whatever. And then we are set there, set for life. So with this one, we can import any additional game meat that we require. Now, if you start getting game meat as well, that should give us the 4th food type, and we can get 12 per year. So between the rice, which we've maxed out, and the game meat, we should be pretty good here to keep these people well fed, these humble compounds, which, yep, we've done everything. All we need now is to finish off this tumulus and keep everything stable, and we'll be very, very good. And just a random gift of rice from Panglong Cheng. It's worthwhile noting that these events are not scripted as they were in Pharaoh. So Panglong Cheng, because they were so very, very happy with us. How do we find the history again? For consult city history. Maybe up here? Not sure. There's a certain thing that you can do anyway. What appears to be happening is that they got very, very happy with me, probably because of all the animals I've been sending them. And so they sent off a big gift, and that brings their happiness back down to a manageable level. And if I bring it back up, they will keep sending me more and more gifts. But that's the rice that we needed, and that will keep our people over here well fed while we work on getting more of that game meat in per year. Well, it's probably a good thing we did get that rice, because the nomad camps have now launched an invasion, and they also require bronze. This could be a bit of a problem. We need it in 2 months. I'm going to have to stockpile the bronze to do that. I think what I can do is actually... Nope, not that button. I think I can... No, I thought there was a way I could click this and stockpile bronze. Doesn't matter. All I can do is turn off both weapons and bronzeware, and we should begin to stockpile bronze in... where do we accept bronze? Obviously not here. Wherever we accept bronze, we'll begin to stockpile up. And here we go, the nomad camps have invaded us. We could of course bribe them off, and that would be an easy way out of this. We have more than sufficient cash, but I believe it's probably in our best interest to try and fight this off. Let's see where they are. And there we go, invasion force defeated. We have knocked back the Zhongnu, and they are well and truly taken care of. Almost lost no soldiers at all. Let's have a quick peek at the number of soldiers we lost. 1. We lost 1 soldier in that entire battle. 1 house was briefly set on fire, but our inspectors managed to get to it in time. Now I wonder if there's a way to easily send people back. Nope, looks like I have to manually send them back bit by bit. Okay, time to rabbit again. Let's see if we can get some special gifts this time. For the first time ever, we've actually got something special, and it is only a bunch of millet. Oh, although no, we got a vulture. We got a vulture in the menagerie, and we now have 6 animals. We are doing pretty well in terms of animal diversity there. It'll give us a big boost to our score at the end, although we're still working on getting this tumulus done, and we appear to not be getting any... Worry about emptying. Why are you not getting ceramics? Stop getting silk. I don't worry about that anymore. I want you to get ceramics. For some reason, we are having a bit of a ceramic shortage, most probably because these guys down here are now trying to or are now using some of our ceramics as well. We've got a ceramic shop, so I'm going to require additional imports, and to that end it's going to be through Bow. So they produce ceramics. They'll also buy our carved jade, which I never ended up getting around to doing, so we've got a big stockpile of carved jade over here. I will get that set up nicely in here, and that should take care of everything. Actually, I just realized Bumpo are the people that we were meant to be doing. So I have Bumpo, I can throw them right there. They will also, they will buy our carved jade, and they will sell us ceramics, just what we needed. Brilliant stuff there. And Trade with Bow has now opened up. They will, they'll buy us, they'll sell us ceramics. They will also buy our carved jade, where they'll buy 12 per year. These guys will buy 12 per year, but they will sell 24 jade, regular jade. So I can export to 2 different people. They can buy all our carved jade. Also opened up our bronzeware sales again, because I think we should have a sufficient amount here. Yeah, we should do. If we start running short again, then of course I can just shut one of them down. And here we go, the Tumulus is now being built, having finally got those ceramics up there. It took me a long time. It's been a very inefficient playthrough, although it's been a pretty solid playthrough. It just hasn't been as fast as some people would maybe hope for. But now that those ceramics were finally placed in, this wooden cover was placed on top of it, and they're now going to fill in all the dirt on top that they'll remove from the quantum dirt storage over here. So they'll pack that up, and then we'll actually have the Tumulus begin to be built on top, finally. Okay, under attack now. Jungzhou is being attacked by Khufu, so it looks like there's a bit of a civil war going on here or something there. Their different city-states are fighting each other. Now, Jungzhou is very valuable to us because they sell us the rice that we require. So without them, we will lose the mission. So let's send off our regular forces to go and defend them, and we'll keep just 2 remaining behind to defend us if anyone else gets any ideas. And there we go, guys. The Tumulus is now complete. It is a bit of a pyramid looking thing. It's a big mound of dirt, really. It's been packed down. No doubt that will keep Wu Ding, whatever his name is, very, very happy as he looks out of his big palace here, out at the mighty mound of dirt that he prepared for his wife. In the meantime, this is the end of the city, I believe. That's everything we need there. We have 6 out of the 4 required menagerie animals, so we are well and truly exceeding requirements. Down here, of course, upgraded to ornate apartments just to make them extra beautiful, and that has given us a little bit of a high unemployment. That varies occasionally. I'm not sure, something must be evolving and unevolving sporadically. I don't know exactly what could be causing it, but either way, things are pretty good here with our nice big walled compound area with our little humble compounds inside it, palace district and all that. Farm's doing well as per the previous mission. And of course our massive, mighty military keeping everything afloat. And the gods are reasonably happy. I didn't forget them too much. It does look like the Tumulus is dedicated to Anuwa, the creator goddess, because she is very, very happy, and I believe she'll stay like that for a long time. Either way, guys, this is nearly the end. Let's run on to victory.
The grief of King Wu Ding at the passing of his favored queen and consort, the noble Lady Ho, is much alleviated by the superb tomb and crowning tumulus you have constructed to hold her remains and possessions for her journey into the next world.
And there we go, guys. That is the end of this current episode. I believe this is Yin number 2 in Emperor. So that is possibly the end of the Shang Dynasty as well. We will hopefully see something a little bit different next time. But I've been Blxz. This is the end, as I said. And smash that thumbs up button if you do indeed enjoy all city building content. Helps to let me know what kind of stuff you like and what I should focus the channel on. As always, guys, take care and I'll see you around.
The legendary 9 bronze tripods, once owned by the Xia as a sign of their legitimacy to rule, had been a symbol of the Shang Dynasty's power for over 500 years. But now, unruly throngs crowd the streets, driven mad by high taxes and the decadence of their rulers. Now the palaces of the Shang are in flames, and the last Shang king, Di Jin, is dead. Now the 9 tripods and their political mandate pass to a vibrant new power, the Zhou